Long ago, a lonely couple lived in a valley and wished for a small baby of their own. Their little house was warm, but a deep silence filled every single empty room. From a back window, they saw a secret garden that no person ever dared to enter. High stone walls were built around it, for it belonged to a very powerful witch. One day, the wife saw green rampion that looked as fresh as bright emerald gems. She felt a strange hunger. "I must eat those green leaves now, or I will surely die." She became pale and very weak, just like a little flower without the golden sun. Her husband was afraid, so he promised to fetch the forbidden green leaf for her. When twilight fell, he climbed over the high wall into the garden of the witch. He grabbed a handful of the green rampion and ran back home as fast as he could. The wife ate the salad with greed, and a healthy color returned to her soft cheeks. But the next day, her craving returned, 3 times stronger than it was before. "I must have more," she cried. So the husband climbed over the high wall once more. He landed in the soft earth, but a very tall shadow rose up to meet him there.
"You dare steal my precious herbs? You act as a thief in the night."
Have mercy. My wife is ill. She will die without this plant to eat.
I will let you take all the herbs you wish.
But I will take the little one to my tower to keep her safe and teach her everything I know.
The man, terrified and helpless, agreed to the cruel demand made by the evil witch. When the baby was born, the witch appeared quickly to claim her stolen prize now. She named the child Rapunzel and took her far away into the deep, dark woods. Rapunzel grew into the most beautiful child that lived under the golden sun. Her hair was like spun gold, shining very bright and growing longer every day. But when she turned 12, the witch locked her inside a very high stone tower. The tower had no stairs and no door, only a small little window at the very top. When the witch wanted to enter, she stood below the tower and called out loud,
"Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Let down your hair to me!"
Rapunzel unfastened her braids and let the long golden hair fall down to the earth. The hair fell 20 ells down, and the witch climbed up it just like a ladder. For many years this was Rapunzel's life, seeing no one but the old cruel witch. She sang to the birds and the clouds to comfort her very sad and lonely heart. Her voice was so sweet, it floated through the dark forest like a lovely dream. One day, a young prince was riding through the wood and heard the sweet song. He stopped his horse and listened. What is that beautiful sound in the air? He rode toward the voice and found the stone tower standing in the green glade. He looked for a door, but found none. He rode back home with a very heavy heart. But the song touched him so deeply, he returned to the tower every single day. One day, he saw the witch come to the tower and heard her call out very loudly,
"Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Let down your hair!"
So that is how one climbs to the star.
The prince thought with hope. The next evening, when the witch was gone,
He went to the tower and called out,
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
Above, Rapunzel was startled. That is not Mother's voice, she thought to herself. But thinking it was a message, she let her long golden hair fall down to the ground. The prince climbed the silken ladder, his heart beating very fast and very loud. When he climbed into the room, Rapunzel screamed in great terror and deep fear. She had never seen a man before.
Do not be afraid. Your song touched my heart. I had to see you.
His kind words melted her fear. She saw he was a young man and very gentle too.
Who are you?
I am a prince.
They talked for hours as the moon rose high, forgetting all about the passing time. He told her of the world outside, of horses, big cities, and very vast oceans. She told him of her paintings and the small birds that visited her stone ledge.
Will you be my wife and leave this lonely tower?
Yes, but I cannot get down. I have no ladder to reach the ground. Bring me a skein of silk each time you come, and I will weave one.
So the prince came every evening, bringing silk of bright blue and shiny silver. By day, the witch came, and Rapunzel hid the silk and the secret in the room. Rapunzel wove the ladder, strong and light, dreaming of her happy new freedom. The prince brought news of the kingdom, and Rapunzel taught him many lovely songs. Their love grew like the green vines on the tower, very strong and very deep. Summer turned to autumn, and the long silk ladder was nearly finished at last. But secrets are hard to keep, and a slip of the tongue is a very dangerous thing. One day, Rapunzel spoke without thinking to the old witch who lived with her.
Tell me, Mother, why are you so much heavier than the king's son?
Wicked child! I thought I hid you from the world, but you betrayed me.
She took a pair of shears, sharp and cold, and snip, snap, she cut her hair. The beautiful braids fell to the floor, lying dead like a pile of cut grass. The witch was merciless. She dragged Rapunzel to a very desolate wasteland. Rapunzel was left alone, with nothing but her tears and the cold, biting wind. Back at the tower, the witch prepared a very cruel trap for the young prince. When evening came, the prince rode to the tower, his heart full of great joy.
Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Let down your hair!
The witch let the hair fall down. The prince climbed up, unknowing and happy. He reached the window and climbed in, expecting his beautiful and sweet bride. Instead, he faced the witch.
Aha! The bird is gone, and the cat will scratch out your eyes.
Rapunzel is lost to you forever!
Overcome with grief and horror, the prince fell from the high stone tower. He fell down, down into the sharp and dark thorns that grew at but they pierced his eyes, blinding him instantly. He rose up, but the world was dark. He called for her, but he saw nothing. Blind and broken, he wandered into the deep and dark forest, all alone now. The seasons changed. Snow fell, and the prince walked in the total darkness. He ate roots and berries, weeping for the loss of his very dear and kind wife.
Meanwhile, Rapunzel lived in the wasteland, making a home from nothing at all. She gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl, in the middle of the cold winter. She named them and loved them, telling them stories of their brave father now.
This is what it looks like.
The prince wandered for years, guided only by the soft sound of the cold wind. He never stopped searching, for his heart told him she was still alive today. One day, he wandered near the wasteland where Rapunzel lived with her babies. The wind carried a familiar melody. He stopped and held his breath in silence. It was the song she sang in the tower. He knew it deep in his very own soul. He stumbled toward the sound, calling her name. "Rapunzel, are you there?" Rapunzel heard the loud cry and looked up from her hard work in the field.
Hello.
She saw him, ragged and blind, stumbling over the sharp and gray stones now. With a cry of joy, she ran to him, lighter than the dry and desert wind now. She threw her arms around his neck, weeping tears of pure and deep sorrow.
Rapunzel?
I never thought I would see you again.
I cannot see you, my love, but I can feel your heart beating.
Two of her tears fell into his eyes, warm and bright as the silver starlight. A golden magic washed over him, clearing the darkness from his sight at last.
Rapunzel, I can see you. You are as beautiful as the day we met.
He saw his children, the twins, who came running to meet their brave father. The prince hugged them all, and his heart was finally whole and happy again.
Let us go home, and the wasteland is no place for a family.
They began the long journey back, leaving the gray and cold stones far behind. As they walked, the forest seemed to welcome them with wide and open arms. They camped under the stars, and Rapunzel showed him the many constellations. The prince told them of his kingdom, where they would be safe and loved well. After many days, they reached the edge of the prince's big and fair kingdom. The people saw their lost prince returning and cheered with a very great joy. The old king and queen wept to see their dear son alive and perfectly healed. They welcomed Rapunzel as their daughter and the twins as their very own. A great feast was held to celebrate the return of the light and true love. Rapunzel wore a dress of royal purple and a shiny crown of many diamonds. But she never forgot the tower or the hard lessons of the lonely years.
What are you thinking of?
I am thinking that even in the darkest tower, there is always hope.
The kingdom rejoiced, for their future king had finally found his beautiful new queen. Rapunzel sent a royal messenger to find her own dear parents who lived in the valley. When they came, they knew her instantly by her bright eyes and her very kind smile now. The family was finally complete. The circle broken by magic was now perfectly mended. As for the evil witch, she was never seen in the beautiful and large kingdom ever again. Some say she vanished into the shadows, consumed by her own dark and very deep greed.
But Rapunzel and her prince ruled with great wisdom and also with much kindness too. They taught their children to be brave and to always sing their own special song now. And every year they planted green rampion in the big and lovely castle garden today, not to eat with greed, but to remember where their long and hard story first began. The tower remained standing, a silent stone memory in the middle of the deep woods, but it was no longer a prison, for the little golden bird had finally flown away. Rapunzel's hair never grew long again, but she did not mind that fact at all anymore. She had found something stronger than magic. She had found her one and only true love. And so they lived, content and happy, for all of their many long and wonderful days. The story of the girl in the tower was told for many future generations of the land, reminding all that even the highest walls cannot keep out a very true and pure love, and that every voice, no matter how small, deserves to be heard by all other people. So if you walk in the dark woods and hear a song, listen very closely to the sound. It might be the echo of a love that changed the whole wide world forever and ever.